For those who might not know about AutoHARP3, it's a web application written in .NET. It allows users to create character sheets for the Harp Fantasy role-playing game written by Iron Crown Enterprises. The application allows you to create and manage character sheets including monsters and comes with a combat system. This expansion pack called Folkways is allowing a user to create their own cultures and details about that culture. It also comes with new races, professions, new cultures, talents, training packages, and skills. Now the main part of this expansion pack is the culture creation, so let's go ahead and dive into that. So let's go ahead and open up a character sheet. I'm just going to open this up randomly. I already have this created. Now the thing about the culture expansion pack, or the Folkways expansion pack, is that right now I have it set to a character sheet. I'm looking at possibly maybe removing that so that it's a separate part of the application, but for now, in order to get the full usage of the Folklores or Folkways culture creation, you have to at least have one character sheet open. So now you'll see that we have culture over here on it as a tab. If I click on that, it allows me to open culture files, and if I click on that, any culture files that I have saved, I can go ahead and open. For example, I have this particular culture that I created earlier, and I can go ahead and I can open that culture, and then I can do either a view, I can either do an edit, or I can either do a delete. If I wanted to view this culture, I can go ahead and click on the eye, and it allows me to look at any of the information that I have added to any of the 20 categories and any one of those 4 subset categories that or subsections that belong to each category. While I am here, I can also go ahead and click on either edit, or I can delete, or I can print. And if I open up more than one of these, for example, if I were to go to another open culture file and open up this other test one, you'll see that I will have 2 of these open, and if I go ahead and click on the view, you'll see that both of these are open as well. This view and this view are pretty much the same. It's just that this is under the tab, and this one takes you to the full view of the window and allows you to see all of the information that belongs to it. Just because I have a lot more real estate with that when I have it on its own window. Now, how do I go and create one of these cultures? Well, to do that, I'm going to go here to Tools, and I'm going to do Culture Generator. That's going to bring me to the Culture Generator. And as you can see, I already have Unitara open already, but that's because that was a culture that I created, or that I opened up earlier, and it's set as a normal static part of my selected culture. What I want to do is I want to create a whole new culture. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to click on this button. It's going to create a random culture for me. Now, as you can see, it's going to open up all of the categories, and it's going to open up each of the 4 sections for each of the 4 categories that are here. So if I go click on any one of these categories, it will bring me, it will show the 4 subsections of each one of those categories. It'll also give me a prompt. Those prompts come from the back of the book, so those random, those things that you can roll on a table, those tables that were in the back of the book, and you can roll 1d100, and it'll randomly pick one of those prompts for you. I call them a prompt, and I use those prompts as a means for a person to go ahead and fill in these 4 subsections for particularly in environment ways. Now, you might not have the imagination that some writers do, and perhaps you just want to get started with all of this. And so what I have done is I have created a link between creating one of these paragraphs for topography or water, ecosystem, and weather, and have merged that with OpenAI, so using ChatGPT. And what I'm doing is there are 2 examples that are from the book, and I have included those examples in the database. And you can change those examples if you want. You just have to go into the database and copy and paste your new information into each subsection. I'm going to use both of the examples that are in there. I'm going to use the prompt, and I'm going to send a prompt to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT is going to give me a paragraph to the best of its ability that's going to talk about topography using this prompt. And I'm going to go ahead and click on this. Now it says that a name has not been entered. That's fine. I'm going to have ChatGPT go ahead and give me a random name. It's going to take a couple of seconds. It doesn't take too long. And there it is. And there's the name of my culture. I can go ahead and just use that name, and I will copy and paste it in there. So if I want to go ahead and do the same thing for water, just generate AI paragraph, I can go ahead and click on that, and it's going to use the same name that it used, that I have written up and culture names. So as you can see, it does take a little bit of time to and keep it, or if you have ways of reconstructing it, you can go ahead and do that. I have that open for these categories. For any one of these subsections, you can go random AI generated text for each one of these categories. If you like what you see and you want to go ahead and save it to a file, we can go click on save, and what that's going to do is it's going to open up a and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save this file to the name of the culture that I've written down. Go ahead and click on save. And if I also wanted to, I can go ahead and send this and click on this print. And what this is going to do is it's going to open up a PDF window for me that'll allow me to print it, put it on the other screen. So I'm going to just drag and drop it over here. As you can see right now, I have each category set to its own separate page, because as we fill this in, as you can see, it will take up some considerable space. So you will just need to put in all of these 80 subcategories, and when you sufficiently like what you see, you can go ahead and click on print and print it to your local printer. Other things that you can do is you can go ahead and regenerate the prompt if you want to. That's not going to regenerate any of the AI paragraph, so you are going to have to regenerate the AI based on the new prompt. I'm going to go back, and this culture should now be part of my, and I can go ahead and view this. I can go ahead and edit any one of these, and I can also open up another character sheet and all of these cultures. The basic idea, the goal behind this, is to have the GM design a character that they can easily open up within the program, or they can just easily print it and then maybe they can have it in front of them, different users. So having it to be able to be saved, that can be sent to another user who's also running the program, and then they can open it up and then they can go ahead and add their own information, save that, and then that can get passed around. Beyond that, that's all that there really is to Folkways. It's small, but I think a lot of the meat to Folkways is about creating that culture to be shared and allowing that culture to be created in a way that, you know, uses the imagination of the user, but also bringing in some AI to kind of help prompt the user into writing this culture, maybe come up with some ideas that the user may not have seen, kind of give them a way to move forward instead of having any sort of. And that's all I've got for Folkways. I'm hoping to kind of get this tested. If you have any ideas to add, if you don't think is going to work, if you want me to add a couple more things, please go ahead and let me know what those are. I hope that this is well used, and I hope people enjoy using this part of the expansion pack for AutoHARP 3.